threat intelligence today. So in track 3 at 11:30, it's going to be threat intelligence instead of what's on the schedule. So for the first talk, we got Elisa Nsab. Elisa is a cybersecurity enthusiast willing to share information. And he learns it. He spends his time learning about different cyber attacks and defense mechanisms. Currently, he's preparing
Use the mic.
for the
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Currently, he's preparing for the OSCP exam, and in January, he's working on creating a blog site. Apart from hacking, he likes camping, boxing, and going to the gym. It's on this stream. All right, so he's going to be talking about the art of networking, so I'll just let you take over if you like.
Hello, guys. Welcome to BSides and welcome to my presentation. And who am I? So my name is Elisa, and forget about the last name. It's hard to pronounce either way. So I'm a aspiring cybersecurity engineer, and I'm a guy who kind of thinks that Python programming is the best programming language ever developed. That's just me. And I'm a social worker, and as a social worker, I'm someone who likes to socialize and network with people. Hence the topic today, the art of networking. But before we dive deeper into this subject, I want you to keep this phrase in mind. Imagine yourself, you are in this room, you walk into this room, right? And then in this room, you find a lot of people busy networking and busy talking to each other and really heavily engaged. And you ask yourself this question like, hey, how do I engage? How do I get to participate in this room? One thing is, the phrase you should keep in mind is, it all starts with a smile and a handshake. And why is this important? The reason why I think this is important to talk about networking, the art of professional networking, is because as I was doing this presentation, preparing for this presentation, I found a research from Harvard showing that the professional networks of people currently has decreased to 16%. That's concerning. Why is it concerning? The reason is a professional network should be something which should be increasing instead of decreasing. Any decrease kind of portrays a danger to our career advancements and even any self-worth we might find in our careers. So there's the most common myth when it comes to networking. And the most common myth is that networking is a natural skill. And the art of networking and participating in any room, like when someone sees someone walk into a room and they see them participating, engaging, and talking with people, they think wow, that person is a natural speaker. Or that person is, they just have this natural personality around them. But the truth is, it's just because something looks natural doesn't mean it is natural. And what you see when you see someone networking, participating in any room, what you're seeing is the amount of effort they have put into that skill and the deliberate practice they have done to acquire that skill. So, we're going to talk about how do you lay the foundation for you to start networking with people and engage in any room so that you can easily participate and advance your network. The first thing is, you need to decide what do you need to work on. And most of the time, you might need to work on your communication, or even personal grooming, or even tech therapy. Why? For working on emotions and all those kind of stuff. But who decides on what to work on? The answer is you. And now, So now let's talk about 3 easy steps to networking. The first step is you need to change your mindset. So change your mindset from what am I getting to what value can I provide in this room. So when you change your mindset from what am I getting to what value can I provide in this room, it kind of helps you to identify ways you can contribute to the environment around you. And everyone would agree that people would appreciate to have somebody or to be.
Use this microphone, please.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, we're recording.
Okay. So people would always appreciate to be around somebody who's always constantly providing value. And the second thing is you need to practice active listening. And most of the time, the way to practice active listening is to kind of approach every conversation with curiosity instead of judgment. Because when you approach every conversation with curiosity, you learn more and understand more and about the person you're talking with. And hence, you identify, it kind of helps you ways to create trends of the best ways to network with people and understand people in general. And then, the way to portray curiosity is to use the what and how questions to your advantages. So here's an example. So I'm just going to give you some basic conversation starters which use the what and how questions, and you see why it's important to kind of approach every question with curiosity. So here's some basic conversation. So how are you enjoying the event? What projects are you working on? That's probably my favorite one. And what stood out to you the most? Use the what, and how. And I'm going to show you an example. Avoid the why. The reason is, when you use the why, it kind of puts people in defense mode. And another thing, imagine if I were to ask you, why are you here? And then, now imagine if I asked you, how did you end up here? Notice the difference. One portrays curiosity, and the other one portrays judgment, right? So the third thing is follow-up. So whenever you network with somebody, ask them like, hey, what's the best way I can reach out to you? So there are various ways. Everybody knows all these social media platforms, right? So if I were to leave anything with you here, I'd say most of the time, networking can be seen as a daunting task or as something which is like really cumbersome or scary or like really people feel afraid to go at networking events and talk with people, right? So the reality is it shouldn't be that way. It should be something which people should enjoy. And the best way to enjoy it is to just have curiosity when you are networking with people. The more curious you are, the more you enjoy it. So how long should you wait to follow up with a person? Personally, I always say no more than 2 days, but it's up to a person really to decide how long should you wait. But mostly I always say not more than 2 days. Just follow up and be like, hey, it was great talking to you, and based on our conversation we had, this is what I'm going to do, or these are the resources you can use and stuff. Yeah. So let's back up and network. And that was about the presentation. Thank you. Yeah, and if anybody have questions, yeah, I can take questions. Yes.
All right, so I know your presentation was about networking. How do you feel about like conferences or even like events like this? Like, do you recommend people go to, if you're saying like go out there, talk to other people who are like curious in the same kind of conversation or curious in the same kind of topic? So do you recommend people go out there, go to these kind of events, go to conferences, talk to other people who are like basically in the same kind of community?
or meetups, you kind of get to get the feeling of meeting with people in person. And then once you go at these big conferences, you kind of have, you know the drill, and it kind of makes it easier for you to expand your network.